What is up, YouTube? We are live in the container garden here on a Friday. We got two peppers to review. We're going to do the Jimmy Nardello Italian frying pepper and a Monster Naga as a bonus. To talk about some of these two peppers, I wanted to say, the Jimmy Nardello has kind of a cool history. It's named Jimmy Nardello because there was a man, the Nardello family from Italy, that had brought some seeds with them when they immigrated to America, and they kept growing them out. And eventually, kind of, how peppers can mutate and morph, they eventually grew into this, and they've cultivated ever since. And I believe Jimmy was the man's son, and so he named the pepper after his son, which is pretty cool. So it has Italian roots, but it is unique to America because they don't know if there's actually anything left in Italy that resembles it. Because again, if you grow things out over time, you tend to isolate stuff like that. So, um, pretty cool. And the other one we have again is the Monster Naga. Uh, my understanding is that this is basically just a large, smooth ghost pepper originating from Chile. So it's very similar to a ghost pepper and probably in flavor or heat levels, but it is just larger and a much heavier pod. I didn't actually weigh this, but I can tell you it just feels thicker and heavier. So if that helps, that's what these two peppers that we're going to be doing are. If you're watching, why don't you say something in the chat? I'll give shout outs to whoever. But anyway, yeah, gonna eat the whole thing to be realistic. I'm gonna eat the whole Jimmy Nardello. I will not eat the whole Monster Naga because I don't have to. Make it Wayne. What's going on? It's the man known as Batman. Everyone. Actually, I have some surprises for the channel later this year. Maybe this year. Maybe not. But we've got them over here in the garden. We do have the pineapple habaneros. We got a bunch going ripe over there, and then the secret project. And then we've got some red bootlas, yellow reapers, JPGS times chocolate ghost, which we'll probably do a review of tomorrow. Bunch of monster nagas and naga bonds. Some Dorset nagas going. Scotch bonnets and the bleeding Borgnines haven't really produced. 7-pot Jonas, Jimmy Nardellos, cayenne jalapenos, yellow dougla, chocolate maruga scorpions, ghost peppers, and chocolate Borgnine. And then I've got JPGS and aji amarillo in the bed. All right, so let's do Jimmy Nardello first. Aiden, what's going on? Guys, if you haven't grown the Jimmy Nardello yet, you just got to. Super sweet, fruity right up front. Trying to, I mean, it's not as much like a red pepper kind of taste. It's a little more citrusy than that. But delicious pepper. Eat them fresh, snack on them. And some people like to stuff these with like goat cheese. They're made for like slicing, putting in stir fry. Such a great pepper. I'm not really detecting any heat. These can have a little tinge of heat sometimes, but mostly they're um, not even as hot as like a jalapeno. Interesting tidbit about the cayenne jalapeno behind me. Um, the one I'm growing so far, none of them have any heat whatsoever. Same with another friend of a friend who's growing some of the extra seedlings I had out. No heat whatsoever. I mean, basically a grassy bell pepper. And then today, Denny here in the comments decided to grow some out, and he ate one today and was not expecting that there was significant heat on that jalapeno. So it's definitely not growing conditions. I've stressed all of these plants, so genetics are crazy. Um, Evan, what's going on? Yeah, it's a very crispy pepper. It's a pretty thick wall for something so long. I mean, compared to like a bell pepper, it's probably about half as thick, but I mean, it's still pretty significant for you know, uh, a pepper that's supposed to have some heat. All right, let's take a look at the Monster Naga, which also has pretty thick walls, and I think that's really more why it's called Monster Naga than about the absolute size of it. I don't know if we can see this very well. Here, let me switch my view up. Take a look at the inside. Let me split this a little bit. So I'm not wearing gloves because I don't want to outside and it's hot. You can see the placenta tissue goes all the way down to the tip from the top. I don't know if you're able to see, but it's pretty oily. Usually, I mean, the placenta can change colors based on the color of the pod, but on a lot of super hots, you'll see that this placental tissue gets like yellowy. And the yellow color to me says capsaicin oil. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's my assumption here. Um, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna eat half of this. So I'm gonna cut off because I don't eat whole pods. Um, just because I've had enough experiences laying on the floor with calf cramps that half is enough for me. A couple years ago, when I ate a chocolate Maruga scorpion during the eclipse, um, I ate half of that, and then about half an hour later, I was praying for the Pepto Bismol to kick in. Um, but we'll see. So, Monster Naga smells like hot. It just smells like Chinense, but with the wind coming in, storms are brewing, Paul. So we gotta get on with this. Here we go, Monster Naga. Also, decent wall, pretty thick. Initial taste kind of floral. I let this ripen all the way on the plant. There's some sweetness now, kind of developing. Kind of a smoky now, ghost flavor to it. The seeds are bitter, obviously. A lot of chunks. Heat, pretty slow building on the tongue mostly right now. Kind of creeping back, starting to move up to the tonsils. Not too crazy. Burps, excuse me. Starting to sting a little on the tonsils. I put this just at or under a ghost pepper. It's hot. Bugs. Starting to light up these outside parts of my tongue and tonsils. Yeah, I think if you're doing a ghost pepper sauce, this might be a good way to get more bulk out of it, more juice. Just because ghost peppers tend to be kind of thin. This doesn't have as much flavor as a ghost, but it's pretty similar, so it's a good way to probably cut it. But That's some good heat. What is this weird waspy looking? It looks like a wasp and an ant had sex. Actually, I could show it to you guys. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. No, I'm not gonna try. But yeah. Well, heat's peaked already. It's already backing down. This is definitely one that I think is like the bottom of super hots, just like a ghost, right? That's the floor. If you talk about like, your seven pot primos and prima tallies and all those being the ceiling, this is definitely the floor for super hot. Anything below this, habanero, Scotch bonnets, all that. I mean, they taste great, but their heat's not the same. Still kind of stinging, but like I said, slowly backing off. Lip burn, uh, yeah, I'd say a little. Not that bad though. I've had jalapenos with more lip burn than this that are pretty awful. I'm always watching my other videos. I hate lip burn. I would much rather take throat burn over lip burn any day. Tonsil burn is not my favorite, but throat burn I'm fine with. This isn't that bad on the lips, so probably more from talking than anything else. But yeah, that's really it. Any questions about the garden, the bird feeder, or anything else going on? I've got I call the reject pile or the pit of pain. I didn't want to just throw out all the seedlings that I wasn't going to plant, so I gave them a little corner in the like HOA common area back here in these woods. Um, some of them have survived. I don't think any will produce pods because they didn't have any like fertilizer. It's all in clay, so um, I was thinking about Squirrel Island that Batman was talking about. I'm actually about 5 minutes from the Potomac River, and there's two islands right there on the river. You can look it up if anybody wants to know where close to where I live. There's one called Sharp Shin Island, and then the other one is 10-Foot Island. I was thinking they might be my new. I don't know about Squirrel, maybe Squirrel Island, or if we get groundhogs or we get raccoons and foxes and stuff, so maybe they could be relocated via boat. But yeah, I'll see if that bug comes back. Um, I think I know enough about dude. It looks like an ant, but has like a wasp back, and it's got a it's like flying under the table. It has like a yellow band on the back end, and then kind of one more towards the thorax. But it's smaller than a wasp, larger than a ant, shaped like a wasp. Anyway, all right. That's it for today. Like I said, maybe tomorrow we'll do the JPGS times Chocolate Ghost, which mine are pushing out golf balls. Some of them are straight phenoed, by the way, Batman, but most of them are golf balls. So, all right, and we may have a pineapple habanero as well. So, all right, none of them survived. None of them survived, Danny. None of those peppers in the pit, in terms of like growing actual pods, none of them produced a single bud. So, but yeah, all right, guys. Do I have any reapers yet? Yeah, Aiden, I do have two that are coming in, three maybe, but we'll do those soon. All right, later, guys.